Hi, welcome back to 340. We're talking about Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, Fits 2 and 3 today. I'm intensely backlit because it's morning. That's how you know. Before we get into the fits themselves, there's something I want to talk to you about, and that's the fact that the version of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight you're reading in your Norton Anthology is a translation. A translation from what, you say? I thought this was English literature. Yes, it was written not in Old English. Old English is the language of Beowulf, another literature written in England before 1066 CE. It is written in Middle English. If you remember from the opening lecture on literary periods, this is the Middle English period, which is kind of a transitional stage, a long transitional stage between Old English and Modern English. This is when the English language gets a lot of French vocabulary added to it because of the French-speaking rulers of England for many centuries, which I talked to you about in the Chivalric Romance series of videos. So let's have a look at Middle English just real quick before we get into Fit 2, hey? We are looking here at a website at the University of Michigan, which also hosts the Middle English Dictionary of the Corpus of Middle English Prose and Verse. This is the critical edition of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight that was actually produced by J.R.R. Tolkien and E.V. Gordon. So this is how the poem begins. Why don't you look along with your Norton and compare it? See that letter there? That's called a thorn. And sometimes it was written with the top open, so that it looked kind of like a Y, so that in very old signs and old writings, the word the is spelled with that symbol, the thorn, and an E. But, sometimes if it's written open and it looks like a Y, you might see it as a ye, as in like ye olde shoppy or whatever. It wasn't supposed to be like that. That's just a misunderstanding of an old letter called a thorn that has passed out of usage in English. And that letter has the sound th. So, sithen the sage and the assault what says it at Troya, the burg Britanid and brent to brandes and askas, the took that the tramas of Tresum there arocht, what's treed for his treachery, the truest on earth, hate what's Ennius the Athol and his heiche Kunda, that seed the pressed provinces and patroons become a wellnich of all the well in the West Awas. That is Middle English. That's what Middle English sounds like. Funny thing about Middle English is that the vowels sound a little more like modern German, and you pronounce all the consonants. So the word knight would actually have been pronounced Knicht, just like it looks like. Weird thing about English, unlike other languages, is that it preserves old spellings. Other languages have modernized the way that they spell their words to keep up with pronunciation. Not English. We're too cool for that. If you want to learn more about that kind of thing, you can enroll at some point in History of the English Language if you haven't taken that already. It's one of the many topics we deal with in that class. All right, on to Fits 2 and 3.